Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the African Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. Like we always say and we always do on this channel and on this program, we bring you that information you need to keep your life safe and secured. My name still remains Patrick Abambu. Like you can see, we are out of the studio. We are somewhere you can't guess, unless those who are familiar with this place that can tell where we are. We are in the heart of Maiduguri in Borno State. You can see around me, this actually is the popular customs roundabout in Maiduguri. For some of you who may know, this used to be where the insurgents used to attack, the Boko Haram terrorists used to attack frequently. But you can see work is going on, the construction work is going on. So we decided to bring to you, to show you how Borno has returned back to life. And kudos to what is happening, construction work going on and all that. But I'm not on our program alone. I'm going to bring in our correspondent in charge of the army to tell us what has happened and how did you come about this. But stay tuned as we bring you this report by Peggy Agbe, talking about how the military, the Nigerian Army and the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency in Borno State Command is collaborating with the military to ensure that drugs are taken away from these terrorists. Sit back as we bring you that report.
The Nigerian Army is working tirelessly with other security agencies to bring an end to insurgency and terrorism in Nigeria. One of such security agencies is the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA Borno State Command. This was disclosed to Security Watch Africa during an interview with the theater commander, Operation Lafia Dole, Major General Farouk Yahaya, who revealed how the use of hard drugs has been one of the factors fueling terrorism and insurgency in northeast of Nigeria.
Drugs had become a very big issue for us here. And now when we engage these terrorists, even those we capture, when we overrun their location, you will see loads of these hard drugs. They are almost always on drugs. And now nobody tell you then that drug take can add to the challenge they pose, and now also add to the army of others that will join them. That's why we also relate with NDLEA for us often to raid their enclaves so that we can rid the society of it. It may be far, but it is also directly connected with the war on terror.
Security Watch Africa visited the NDLEA Borno State Command and spoke with Commander Joseph Icha. While confirming the synergy with the Nigerian Army, spoke on how hard drugs has become a major stimulant for terrorism and insurgency, and what the agency is doing to ensure that drugs and substances that have been classified as hard drugs are not manufactured, produced, cultivated or made available for sale, distributed or used in the state.
Our mandate is Borno State is to ensure that hard drugs or substances that have been classified as hard drugs are not manufactured, produced, cultivated, made available for sale, distributed or used in the state.
The commander stressed on the dangers of cultivation, trading and consumption of hard drugs.
The fact of the situation with hard drugs is that it has great negative consequences on the user. Now, some posit that cannabis sativa has medical use, but from research and from what we have been made to understand, there are different kinds of cannabis. So the type that is good for even the medical research is not the kind of cannabis we have in Nigeria for now. Okay. So, but on a general level, you discover that those that use cannabis normally go into mental challenges. So that is just a public issue that everybody can see on the street. You see somebody is behaving abnormal, and when you investigate into his background, you discover that he's up to drug abuse and challenge. So I believe that the country should conduct a very good and robust research and come up with a position on cultivation, even if they want to use it for medical purposes, the type to cultivate and regulate the process. But drugs that are hard drugs are termed universally as hard drugs because of the negative impact they have on people.
Mr. Icha showed Security Watch Africa the large quantity of some illicit drugs intercepted and seized by the command recently.
Yes, for the whole of this is 30 million.
This carton.
Yes,
This 30.
so like this one is not from Nigeria, it's not made in Nigeria.
No. We don't make it in Nigeria.
But I can see Arabic inscription.
Yes. None is made in Nigeria. Sachet of Tramol that was arrested in a truck that was heading out into the bush. And one tablet of this now in the town here goes for about 600 naira for a single tablet.
So imagine this alone is
This is a sachet of
more than 3,000 naira.
Yes.
More.
No, this 10 tablets.
So that's 6,000
6,000 naira
sachet.
for this sachet.
Peggy Agbe, Security Watch Africa, Borno State.
Welcome back. Yes, from that you can see that when you take away hard drug from some of these people, they may not be able to commit all these atrocities they are committing. Kudos to the command, the Borno State Command of the NDLEA, Mr. Joseph Icha and his team. They are doing wonderfully well, and thank God they are collaborating with other security agencies to make sure that drugs are taken away from the streets. Yes, on this program we also will bring in to you a comparative analysis of how the fight against insurgency used to be pre-2015 and how it is now. We'll compile it to be able for us to reflect back to where we are coming from and where we are now. You will sit back and watch this report.
When Mohammed Yusuf, between 2008 and 2009, started a religious fundamentalist movement named Boko Haram, loosely translated to mean Western education is a taboo, nobody knew that the movement grew to become the deadliest terror group in the world. Boko Haram destructive pursuit started in northeastern state of Nigeria in 2010 after the killing of its founder Mohammed Yusuf. They extended their dilapidating activity to northwest, north central, the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and established intelligence and operational cells in some other parts of the country. Millions of people were rendered homeless and displaced from their communities. Tens of thousands of adults and children were either killed or adopted. Most prominent were the 276 Chibok schoolgirls that were adopted and the attack of the Federal Government College Buniyadi in Yobe State, where 59 schoolboys were massacred, most of them burned to ashes. Fear of terror attacks were everywhere in Nigeria, even at the seat of power, Abuja, was unsafe. Boko Haram carried out attacks in some places in Abuja that many considered secured, like the Nigerian Police Force headquarters, the United Nations building, Emma Plaza, Mogadishu Barracks, Mami Market, and several attacks at the Nyanya Motor Parks. But on assumption of office in 2015, President Muhammadu Buhari rejiggled the armed forces and youth service chiefs to be appointed for the defense headquarters, Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, and Nigerian Air Force. This new appointment brought in a seasoned infantry officer, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, as the Chief of Army Staff. Following the strategic directive of President Buhari, the new Chief of Army Staff quickly hit the ground running and relocated to the heart of the War Theatre in Northeast. The hitherto operation Zaman Lafia set out for the fight against Boko Haram was restructured, reinvigorated, and renamed Operation Lafia Dole to demonstrate the new spirit, which is to quickly restore peace and normalcy. With military precision, communities earlier taken over and occupied by Boko Haram elements were recovered and Boko Haram fighters pushed to the fringes of the Lake Chad Basin. Today, many people have returned to their communities and gradually living their normal lives. Security Watch Africa traveled down to Borno State to find out true situation of things in 2020. Visits were made to so many communities both in southern and northern Borno. Traditional rulers and the people spoke on condition in the state pre-2015 and now. At the palace of the Shehu of Borno, His Royal Majesty Abubakar Ibn Umar Garba El Kanami, the reverend traditional ruler, narrated the unpleasant experiences pre-2015 and now.
With the coming of General Buratai as Chief of Army staff, considerable achievement has been recorded in the area of security. You see, before the coming of the Chief of Army Staff, honestly, we know the situation we are in Borno. For the first 4 or 5 years, we are not even receiving visitors here in Maiduguri. Because one, the airport itself has been closed for commercial flight. Because the whole airport was by then destroyed by Boko Haram. No road at that time, before his coming, before taking the mantle leadership of the soldiers, we don't even have road. Because the only road we have at that time was from Maiduguri to Kano Road. All other roads were besieged and taken over by Boko Haram. Before his coming, most of the local governments are even under control of Boko Haram. But with Buratai as the chief of staff, there's no single local government under control of Boko Haram now. They are all under control of Nigeria.
In Bama, a community known for high commercial activity before Boko Haram terrors were unleashed on the people, Security Watch Africa spoke to a number of persons, including the traditional ruler Alhaji Umar Kyari El Kanami, the Shehu of Bama. People are gradually returning and trying to pick the peace of their lives. The Shehu of Bama praised the Nigerian army for restoring peace to their troubled community.
Those that came during those days will notice the difference. Before then, if you are coming from Maiduguri or you are going to Maiduguri, you cannot go just there, drive there on your own, unless you have some escort from the military. On daily basis, the military will escort a convoy of civilians, either going or coming back. But now, alhamdulillah, I can now drive, just me alone, I can drive my car from here to Maiduguri without any difficulties.
Some farmers who were working in their farms, which was not possible before now, were excited with the current security situation on ground.
Nigeria Army, His Holiness Wolves, she's bringing the joint hand. She's working very nice. He support the people, the farm, anytime.
Zama mun na da yanzu ana yafi na can da. Alhamdulillah yanzu muka samu zama ko yana yin walwala mu. Yana aikin mu, yana noman mu. Alhamdulillah zama mu. Ba wani masala yanzu. Ba wani fargaba.
At the various markets visited across Borno State, many of the people spoke of peace and return of normalcy as their businesses are beginning to pick up.
215 is very well in Bama for us here. We don't go to church. Everybody, everywhere, crisis, fighting everywhere, killing soldiers, killing students down. But now, we thank God for the glory of God. We have a peace.
Some also, like the Shehu of Bama, called on their brothers and sisters, sons and daughters of the state to return home and support in redeveloping the state.
My advice is that we have to work with the Nigerian Army and other security agencies. They are doing what they are doing for us. They stop themselves from sleeping at night while we sleep at night. So what they are doing is for us to sleep, to have a sound sleep. So we have to encourage our people to give them maximum support. Every information that we get, we have to pass it through so that this madness will come to an end.
Before we are not in here, we are in post office. But the vigilant security and the people are there, but we are fear to come. But for today, like the fear don't come out for everybody's body because of the vigilant youth and the army, soldier, police, and the reaction of the state governor. So anything is going according to our test. We, the people of Borno State. If I see anybody that I didn't trust him, I will call the security agencies. They will give me their attention, will arrest. I will even my brother, my father, whatever. If you are with them, I will vigilant work. This word bring the peace reign to this level.
In 2020, so many communities that were hitherto in the hands of the Boko Haram terrorists have been reclaimed back, and people returned to their ancestral homes and started their normal lives of farming, fishing, and trading. In our quest to find out what Nigerian Army went through to restore peace and what it is today, we met with the theater commander, Operation Lafia Dole, Major General Farouk Yahaya, who spoke extensively on the current situation of their operations.
Our situation has greatly improved if we reflect what the situation was before 2015 when the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, came in. That time we all remember that virtually terrorism or terrorists have taken over virtually everywhere in Borno State and other places. Not only in that place, but have even spread to other areas. You hear bombings and their nefarious activity in areas including Abuja, including Kano, including Kaduna, including other areas. But now it has been caged, you will say, to here, and even here it has been drastically reduced. People have gone back to their normal businesses in virtually all walks of life. Schools have reopened, markets have reopened, people have gone back to their settlements. If not for COVID-19, schools, all of them would have opened. So virtually you can say to a greater extent normalcy has returned in most of the areas. That does not mean that you cannot have maybe one incident here or there. That the nature of terrorism, it takes time, for it. You can hardly kill it just once and for all, like you off electricity. That's all, nothing. They will still be struggling to show presence. That's why after some time you hear one minor attack here, you hear one minor incident here, and we are tackling them accordingly as they occur. Not only that, we are also making effort, to even check and now deny them that freedom of action so that they cannot even do that again.
The General Officer commanding the 7th Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Abdul Ibrahim, threw more light on the fight against terrorism.
5 years ago, it was very different. It was a state of war. If you enter Maiduguri, you will see checkpoints all over the place. Nobody will tell you from the way they are driving you from headquarters or from the airport, you know that there is problem. You see checkpoints everywhere. Some places you see smoke going up, maybe a bomb just went off, and markets were not really operating. Schools were not really there. But today, you see hospitals, you see schools, you see everything moving. There are no checkpoints in Maiduguri. Maiduguri is as safe as any other city that I can find in Nigeria, at least inside Maiduguri.
The theater commander, Operation Lafia Dole, further disclosed that successes recorded by the Nigerian Army in the fight against terrorism and insurgency, not only in the northeast but other parts of Nigeria, is attributed to the good leadership quality of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai.
How it was before now. What brought us here is the leadership by our own amiable Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, when he arrived. Immediately on his appointment, the first point of call is here. And now he took the war personal, and that's what brought us to where we are. Not only that, he gave us the leadership, he gave us the guidance. His mission is the compass for the Nigerian Army. The mission is to have a professional, responsive Nigerian Army in the discharge of responsibilities. Responsive is important, and being proactive and being decisive in what we do, and that's what brought this. And above all, like I said, the leadership. I mentioned at that time in some place. Now, what could be more encouraging for a soldier than to see his Chief of Army Staff with him in the trench? He's not his platoon commander, not his section commander, not his company commander, not his battalion commander, not even GO, the Chief of Army Staff himself in person, eating with him in the trench. What do you require again? Besides that, now providing every other resources that is there. When you are talking about arms and ammunition, equipment, kitting, welfare, allowances, including everything that soldiers require, both here in the theater and in his rear unit where he is. Check our barracks. Soldiers are here. Sometimes when they go on part, they see how their houses were renovated. The schools where the children attend are renovated. Some schools are open in their own villages in the name of command secondary school, command, both girls and boys and girls. So we are encouraged and committed under the leadership of our Chief of Army Staff. And everything we require, he provides. Even the one that we don't even remember, he remembers and provides. And he is on 24/7. There is no time you will call, he is not there. I mentioned before to say that he has digitalized this army. He has NASIP, that when anything you require on your laptop, on your phone, report it now, he will answer now, give approval, give guidance. Even in war, you ask for direction, Chief Army Staff will guide you. So we have no problem.
Shuli Daniels, Security Watch Africa, Maiduguri, Borno State.
Welcome back. You can see that we have actually done a long way better than it used to be, where life were not valued. Today, life is very, very valued, and people, the security agencies, particularly the Nigerian Army, have done marvelously well to secure people. Even the heart where we are now, nobody used to hear, but you can see a lot of activities happening. That is kudos to the Nigerian Army, kudos to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General T.Y. Buratai and his men for doing wonderfully well. Yes, like I said, I'm not going to anchor this program alone. I have a guest today. She's going to be a guest. She is our correspondent talking about Shuli Daniels. She is our correspondent for Army, but she's going to be telling us how her experience has been in Borno State. Shuli, can you join me here? Yeah, Shuli, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, you have. Let's quickly talk. You have been in Borno for some time now. What is the experience like?
Well, so far, I must tell you that Borno State has been, from what we've gathered so far, I think life is coming back to Borno. Borno is bubbling like every other place in Nigeria. Like
when you talk about life coming back, with this number of crowd and this construction, there are some states that are not suffering this insurgency and terrorism, but they're not even constructing. But you can see what is happening here. So what do you have to say?
Yes, I will tell you, in fact, like the Nigerian Army has done so much well to make sure that activities, that life is coming back to normal, to what it used to be back then. You know, apart from where we are right now, we've also visited other places, you know, and life is, like I said, life is coming back. Activities are going on.
Yes, actually, we have been to the Northern Borno Axis, we have been to Southern Borno Axis.
Exactly.
Most of the areas were in Mungunu and all those areas, and everything was, people are beginning to get back to their life. But just like the theater commander did say, you know, when snake bites you once you see something, even a rope, you get scared. Maybe that is why some people are still a bit hesitant.
Yes, you definitely. You know, when it comes to the issue of insurgency and terrorism, it's a fight that continues, that keeps going on. You know, we don't expect to wake up, just like you mentioned, the theater commander who said that it's just like an electric. You know, you don't just expect to switch it off and switch it on anytime you want. It's a gradual process, and we are getting there. Borno State is getting there. The Nigerian Army is doing everything possible to make sure the state goes back to what it used to be.
Yeah, really, to be frank with you, we are really enjoying ourselves here in Borno State. We have touched many places, even further than 6 hours out of Maiduguri. We have visited so many places. I'm sure you were so excited when you see people walking in their farms and all that.
Yes, you could even see when I removed my shoes to go into the farm to see what they are doing. It was for me, it was really exciting. You know? And you remember the last time also we were in Bama, we saw what was happening in Bama, and all that. Life, like we said, is going back to normality. And the Shehu of Bama also gave, from our last report, gave this confidence to the people to come back to the state by riding on his horse. All these things at least should make the people come back to Maiduguri, to Borno State.
Thank you very much for talking with me on this program today. But listen, if you are joining us, this is your program, Security Watch Africa, where we'll bring you information you need to keep your life safe and secure. Wherever that issue is, we'll go that length to bring it to you. I'm sure that you can see that we are safe here, no problem. People go around about their businesses without any issues. Would you still love to come back to Borno State?
Definitely, I want to come back to Borno and even go and get, I know someone of the town in Borno has the biggest fish in town. So I want to go there. Yes, Baga, to go and get their fish, you know.
Thank you for being with me on this program today. It's a pleasure to have you. Yes, we must leave for other programs to continue, but not before showing you our usual COVID-19 statistics. You can see it on screen. It's still here with us. We have to observe all protocols to ensure that we are safe. Please observe all protocols, all personal hygiene. Wash your hands regularly with running water and soap, or use sanitizer, alcohol-based sanitizer, and wear your face mask. But incidentally, in Borno State here, you can see people are moving about with that face mask, and they tell us that look, it's been contained here, and I just believe that it's true, because we've not been seeing people falling sick or dying. But not to say we must all observe all the necessary protocols. That's for staying tuned. Maybe we may come to you again from another location, but until next week, say bye for now.